This is your USMNT Abroad weekly update from September 27th to October 3rd of 2021. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Filippo and welcome to Tactical Manager TV and welcome to another episode of US Men's National Team Abroad, where we update you every Monday on how US Men's National Team players performed abroad in the previous week and weekend. If you're new here and you like this type of content, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. We will be covering the US Men's National Team camp entirely with pre-games, previews, live watch-alongs, post-matches, everything. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you enjoyed this specific type of video, go hit the like button. It really helps the channel. Thank you very much, guys. Let's roll the intro and let's start with the updates. Okay, before we do it by position, I'm going to talk about our top 5 players. So first, Christian Pulisic, he's still injured. Didn't play for Chelsea last week, and I remember around 30 days ago when they said Pulisic would be back in 10 days. It didn't really go that way. Now, Weston Mckennie from Juventus. On Wednesday, Weston started off on the bench for Juve during their 1-0 win over Chelsea at the Champions League group stage. He came into that game at the 76th minute. Now for the weekend update, thank you very much to Pete from 11 Yanks for the scouting report because I was not able to watch the game. So on Saturday, Weston Mckennie started and played a full 90 minutes for Juve during their 1-0 win over Torino. Weston had a below average performance, was not good off the ball. He started as a box-to-box midfielder, but since he was not helping with the build-up, he was moved to a more advanced role later in the game. Regardless, not a good game from Weston. And unfortunately, he's not in good form. Hopefully, the US Men's National Team camp can change that. Giovanni Reyna, no updates. Still injured. We're hopeful he should be back right after the US Men's National Team camp and playing for Dortmund. But as of now, there's no updates on Reyna. Now, left back Dest from Barcelona. On the previous week, he was part of the team of the week. However, this week it wasn't too good for Sergio Dest. On Wednesday, he started and played a full 90 minutes, got a yellow card at Barcelona's 3-0 loss to Benfica of Jorge Jesus. Now on Saturday, he started again on the left again and played 86 minutes for Barcelona during their 2-0 loss to Atletico Madrid. Now I did not watch the match against Benfica, but against Atletico Madrid, it was just not very good. To be fair, Barcelona in general was not good, but Dest did not have a good performance. He continues to have ups and downs throughout the season. Now Tyler Adams from RB Leipzig and Jesse Marsch as well. On Tuesday, Tyler Adams was back in action for Leipzig off the bench during their 2-1 loss to Club Brugge. Tyler came into the game at the 78th minute. Leipzig is now in trouble with 0 points in 2 matches in the Champions League in a group that has also PSG and Manchester City. So in the Champions League, the situation is not looking very good for Leipzig and Jesse Marsch. That's not good because the other 2 seasons, I believe, they have made it to the knockout rounds without Jesse Marsch. Now on Saturday, Tyler started and played a full 90 minutes for RB Leipzig as a right wing back during their 3-0 win over Bochum. Now, it is a big win, but Tyler's performance was not too good despite playing the full 90 minutes. But again, right wing back is not his best position, even though he can perform there. Now, he didn't have a bad game by any means, but it wasn't anything extraordinary. But Leipzig did play a good game overall. RB Leipzig has been having many ups and downs this season under Jesse Marsch, and he needs to get the team going. On a positive note here, the team has been improving week over week as Jesse Marsch adjusts to a new club, along with the fact that they lost a few players. So far, it's looking like the trajectory is going up. Now, let's go by position. Let's start with the goalkeepers, and I'll start Jack Steffen. Once again, he hasn't played, and it's going to be hard for him to ever play with Ederson on goal for Manchester City. Ethan Horvath, same thing. Samba continues to start for Nottingham Forest. I really don't understand this Ethan Horvath transfer. He has been getting many minutes. He might as well have stayed at Club Brugge at this point. Unless it was a money decision, then good move by Ethan. Alright, moving forward in the field, we're now going to the center backs. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button real quick. Right now, it takes 1 second. It's free, and it really helps the channel much more than you can imagine. So let's start with John Brooks from Wolfsburg. On Wednesday, Brooks was serving suspension for a red card on the previous match for Wolfsburg in the Champions League. But on Saturday, Brooks was back and he started off on the bench for Wolfsburg during their 3-1 loss to Gladbach. In that game that he started off the bench, he came in right at halftime. Why was he benched? I don't know. There's no reports on that. We're about to see John Brooks in camp, so we'll see if he picks up his form as well. Which honestly, it's what he needs because he was pretty poor last camp for the US Men's National Team. So now let's talk about another player that will be in camp with the US, and that's Chris Richards from Hoffenheim. On Saturday, Richards started and played a full 90 minutes for Hoffenheim during their 3-1 loss to Stuttgart. Richards had 88 touches, 91% passing accuracy, won 4 out of 5 ground duels, and 3 out of 5 aerial duels. Now, Eric Palmer-Brown from Troyes in the French league. On Sunday, Palmer-Brown started and had his debut for Troyes at Ligue 1. Unfortunately, they lost 2-0 to Nantes, and Eric Palmer-Brown played 76 minutes. Here are some stats for him in this game. He won 5 out of 6 ground duels, lost 1 of his 1 aerial duel, had 36 touches, and 72% passing accuracy. Now, last year, when he was playing the Austrian League, I did say he had to improve his passing accuracy. He didn't show any improvement in this game, but again, it was his first game. Let's hope that percentage can go up. Now, Matt Miazga from Deportivo Alaves at La Liga. On Friday, Miazga started and played a full 90 minutes for Alaves at their 1-0 loss to Athletic Bilbao. Quick update on Mark McKenzie. He really hasn't been playing for Genk almost at all, so not much to talk about there in regards to Mark. Let's go now to Cameron Carter-Vickers from Celtic. On Thursday, CCV started and played a full 90 minutes, got a yellow card during Celtic's 4-0 loss to Bayern Leverkusen in the Europa League. Now on Sunday, Cameron Carter-Vickers started again, played the full 90 minutes again during Celtic's 2-1 win over Aberdeen at the Scottish Premiership. Okay, now we're going to go to the fullbacks, and we're going to start with Anthony Robinson and Tim Ream from Fulham. On Wednesday, Tim Ream started and played a full 90 minutes while Robinson was out with a minor knee injury. Fulham ended up defeating Swansea 3-1, and Tim Ream picked up an assist for their first goal. Now on Saturday, Tim Ream and Robinson started, played a full 90 minutes for Fulham at their 4-1 loss to Coventry. Now the positive here is Robinson is healthy, Tim Ream is as well. So the reason Tim Ream was removed from the US men's national team was not due to his health condition. He's fine, he's playing. It's some family reason. So hopefully he has everything sorted out and everything's okay out of the field. In the field, Tim Ream is fine and he's healthy. Quick update on Reggie Cannon, still not playing for Boa Vista. Sam Vines also still dealing with a broken collarbone. He should be back sometime in October, maybe November. Now an update on Henry Wingo from Ferencváros. On Thursday, Wingo started and played a full 90 minutes for Ferencváros during their 3-1 loss to Real Betis from Diego Lainez. Now, Wingo scored an own goal for Real Betis, which means he's now tied with Diego Lainez in Europa League goals for Real Betis, and he has more goals than Diego Lainez this season for Real Betis. And Henry Wingo doesn't even play for them. Okay, now we're off to Joe Scally, and man, the tactical effect, it's real. The tactical effect hit Christian Capis last week when we had an interview with him, and then he scored 2 goals right after the interview when he was here at the channel. Now, we did do a player bio on Joe Scally 2 days prior to the game, and well, he scored. On Saturday, Joe Scally started, played a full 90 minutes for Gladbach during their 3-1 win over Wolfsburg. Overall, solid performance. The interesting part was his goal at the 95th minute came when he was playing on the left side of the field for Gladbach, while he played most of the game as a right wing-back. The goal was a nice run and a nice finish. Now, apparently starting all single games he had this season, all 7 of them in Bundesliga for a mid-table team, or even better, right? Gladbach's a pretty good team, is not enough to get a call for the US men's national team. But playing on La Liga 2 and being benched is enough. And that's not a hit on Shaq Moore. It's a hit on Greg Berhalter's logic and criteria. To gain experience, you need to call him in and give him experience. Now DeAndre Yedlin from Galatasaray and Tyler Boyd. On Thursday, Yedlin started off on the bench and came in at the 65th minute for Galatasaray at their 0-0 draw with Marseille. Now on Sunday, Yedlin and Tyler Boyd faced each other for the Turkish League, and they both started. They both went the full 90 minutes in an exciting game, to say the least, with a very late goal from Galatasaray at the 101-minute mark to win it 3-2. Now the interesting part is not really Yedlin in this game. Tyler Boyd played as a right back in this game. It's just a little odd for me. Alright boys, girls, we're moving forward in the video to the midfielders now. Let's start with Yunus Musah from Valencia. On Saturday, Musah started and played 85 minutes for Valencia during their 0-0 draw with Cadiz. He only won 3 out of 10 ground duels, had 54 touches, and lost the possession a lot. 16 times for 54 touches is pretty high, in my personal opinion. Now let's go to Chris Durkin from STVV. On Saturday, Durkin started and played 60 minutes for STVV during their 1-1 draw with Ostende. Okay, now the Venezia boys, Tanner Tessman and Gianluca Busio. On Monday, Busio started and played 86 minutes while Tanner Tessman stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes for Venezia during their 1-1 draw with Torino. Now on Friday, Busio started again, played a full 90 minutes for Venezia during their 1-1 draw with Cagliari. Now, he made some silly mistakes in the first half, and I still think his tracking back throughout the game was not quite there yet. So his overall performance was not perfect, not the best, but he didn't do bad by any means as well. However, he did score the game-tying goal at the 92nd minute to get Venezia a point and also score his first Serie A goal. So congratulations to Gianluca Busio, to me one of our top prospects. Now Tanner Tessman stayed on the bench again a full 90 minutes. Right now, as things go on, Gianluca Busio is playing to keep himself in the Serie A. I'm not so sure Venezia will stay in the Serie A. Quick update on Owen Otasowie. He was with Club Brugge's B team, and apparently the coach got overly frustrated with Otasowie and took him out of the game at the 30th minute. So he can't even make it to the senior team. He's playing for the B team, and the coach doesn't like what he's seeing. Things are not looking good for Otasowie, and I think we can affirm now that the problem was never the Wolves. Okay, now Alan Sonora, the Argentine America from Independiente. On Saturday, Alan started for Independiente and played a full 90 minutes during their 3-3 draw with Vélez Sarsfield. Vélez scored a late goal to tie the game, and Alan throughout this match got 2 assists, another solid performance. Now Christian Kappes from Brøndby in the Danish League. On Thursday, Kappes started off on the bench for Brøndby during their 3-0 loss to Lyon at the Europa League. Kappes came into that game at the 73rd minute. Now on Sunday, Kappes came off the bench again for Brøndby, this time at the 72nd minute during their 1-1 draw with Randers. Alright, now Brenden Aaronson from RB Salzburg. On Wednesday, Brenden started and played a full 90 minutes for RB Salzburg during their 2-1 home win versus Lille for the Champions League group stage. On Sunday, Brenden started, got an assist, and played a full 90 minutes for RB Salzburg during their 3-1 win over LASK. Brendan's game has developed in an amazing way since he arrived at RB Salzburg, so I'm very comfortable with many different US men's national team prospects going to RB Salzburg. One player specific, Caden Clark. Very good pressing game, would fit their system, and a great replacement to Brenden Aaronson that will probably leave RB Salzburg next summer. Okay, now Ian Harkes, that plays for Dundee United in the Scottish Premiership, and yes, I'm fulfilling the many requests to cover him. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button. We do read the comments, and comment whatever you want because me and Dustin do read them. We don't have time to reply to all of them, but we read all the comments. On Saturday, Ian Harkes started and played a full 90 minutes during their 1-0 win over Ross County. He did get an assist for that game. For the last 3 games, he got 2 goals and 1 assist for Dundee United. Along with that, he was also chosen Player of the Month for the Scottish Premiership. Good work from the former DC United player. Alright, now Julian Green from Firth. On Friday, Julian Green stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes for Firth during their 3-1 loss to Cologne. Now the positive here, Tim Tillman, a German-American, started and played 63 minutes this time and got the assist for their lonely goal in this match. Now I don't see Firth escaping relegation. I know it's early, but based off these performances, I just don't see it happen. Now Luca De La Torre from Heracles. On Saturday, Luca De La Torre started and played a full 90 minutes for Heracles during their 3-2 win over Willem in the Dutch League. And congratulations once again to De La Torre for making the US men's national team roster for the October camp. Okay, we're reaching the end of the video. Now we're going to go through the forwards. And this is where it gets fun. Let's start with Tim Weah from Lille. On Wednesday, Weah started for Lille and played 59 minutes during their 2-1 loss to RB Salzburg in the Champions League. Now on Sunday, let's talk about Conrad de la Fuente and Weah since Lille played against Marseille. Weah versus Conrad. Now both of them start off on the bench, and Weah came into the game at the 72nd minute and got an assist at the 95th for a goal scored by Jonathan David. These two always seem to connect very well, which makes me kind of hope Jonathan David had picked the US men's national team, but unfortunately he plays for the very, very rude Canadians. Now for this match, Conrad de la Fuente got absolutely no minutes. Hopefully his minutes do pick back up after this international break. Now, just to add to Conrad, let's go back to Thursday, where on Thursday, Conrad started off on the bench for Marseille once again at their 0-0 draw of Galatasaray. However, this time, Conrad came into the game at the 79th minute. Okay, now Mathew Hoppe from Mallorca. On Saturday, Hoppe stayed on the bench the full 90 minutes during Mallorca's 1-0 win over Levante. Now, he did not arrive the way I wanted him to arrive for this club, which I won't get into in this video. Let's just hope he gets opportunity. Let's just put it out this way. It seems like he wasn't signed by Mallorca because Mallorca really wanted him, and that's what bothers me a lot because Hoppe is very talented and he deserves to get more chances, and hopefully Mallorca will give him more chances throughout the season. Now, very quickly, Alex Maitin and Folarin Balogun, we're going to be covering them less and less here on the channel because they're England's to lose. They're in the U20, U21 England's roster. That's where they probably want to play. We would only get them if they don't want to play for the English national team, so I'll cover them a little less. Novakovic and Sebastian Soto, not much to talk about them this week. Novakovic is in the Italian 2nd division. Sebastian Soto still at Porto B. Now let's talk about Nicolas Giocchini from Montpellier et Ligue 1. On Saturday, Giocchini started off on the bench for Montpellier during their 1-1 draw with Strasbourg. Just like the other two matches, Nico came into this game in the very end. For this one, he came in at the 88th minute, which means he barely played. Now Josh Sargent from Norwich. On Saturday, Sargent started and played pretty much the full 90 minutes for Norwich, as he was subbed off at the 90th minute during their 0-0 draw with Burnley, which was a match that was very depressing to watch, to say the least. Sargent started alongside Pukki on a 2 up top formation, 2 strikers. His overall game was not good, and neither was Norwich, to be honest, which their best player was honestly their goalkeeper, Krul. Probably the man of the match, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. Sargent has to do better once the EPL is back from international break, and at least it seems like he's on track to start in 2 weeks when the club games are back. Now Pifok from Young Boys. On Wednesday, Pifok started and played 66 minutes for Young Boys at their 1-0 loss to Atalanta in the Champions League. On Sunday, Pifok did not come in for Young Boys at their 6-0 win in the Swiss League. He was benched the full 90 minutes. I don't know the reason. He's not even in the men's national team, so he most certainly was not being rested. Now Haji Wright. On Friday, Haji Wright started, got a yellow card, and played a full 90 minutes for Antalyaspor at their 2-1 loss to Adana at the Turkish League. Last but not least, Emmanuel Sabi from Odense at the Danish League. On Friday, Sabi started and played 72 minutes, got a yellow card during Odense's 6-0 win over Vejle. It was a surprise that he didn't get an assist or a goal in this game, considering he's been heavily involved with Odense's goals this season. Alright everyone, that does it for the US Men's National Team Abroad episode of this week. Thank you very much everyone. If you made it this far in this video, I have one quick question for you, if you made it this far. Me and Dustin have been talking about changing a little bit this series by doing every Monday just a weekend recap of the players of the weekend. And midweek, uploading a midweek episode updating on the midweek games or doing a live stream. So if you made it this far in the video, you're a true fan, and comment down below which structure do you prefer, to keep it the way it is, do a midweek episode and continue the Monday episode just updating on the weekend, or maybe do a live stream throughout the week updating everyone on how the midweek performances were and only do a weekend recap over on Monday. Hopefully I wasn't very confused. But before you go, hit the like button as well, comment that down below. Thank you for watching everyone. Have a great day.